Hello, good evening, my beautiful friends, my beautiful souls, my beautiful golden by defaults. How are you tonight, my beautiful friends, and how was your day? Did you enjoy your day, my beautiful friends? Did you have fun? And did you do the things that you love to do? And of course, my beautiful friends, the question is, did you destroy the Souless Amma? Did you flush the Souless Amma in every way, wherever you go, whatever you do? Please do so. Flush comes Souless Amma, which means I'm destroying Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. Wherever you go, whatever you do, with the spirit of thought by default. My beautiful friends, we need to set up the intention. Just set up the intention. Everything is by default. When you do so, with that, you are allowing mind and aspect of light to work through you, through your heart and soul. You'll be shining all the way through, all day and night, wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you go, whatever you do, and you will be flashing the Souless Amma, destroying the Souless Amma in every form, but just by being you, who you are, and shining all the way through. So allow my beautiful friends to my heart, to mine, and aspect of light to be the light, to be the leader for yourself, to lead you into the golden age together with all of us, which means open up your heart and soul and accept mine and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default. And thank you, my beautiful heart and soul, my beautiful golden souls, my beautiful by defaults. I love you. And of course, I'm sending you all my love and blessings from my heart and soul to all of you, my beautiful golden souls, my beautiful by defaults. Sending you so much love and blessings and gratitude to all of you for being who you are, for shining all the way through, and of course, for being willing to shine even more every day with the spirit of thought by default. And I'm activating in the name of mine and now speak love light with the spirit of thought by default. Ultra, ultimatum, all in one. A soup, and the soup of the blessings and eternal life, eternal health, eternal peace and joy and bliss, abundance and prosperity, freedom, unity between us and our soulmates and among us and our families and friends and soulmates and everyone and everything that is mine and now speak of our life with the spirit of thought by default. We are activating all of our gifts, all of our abundance and prosperity for ourselves, and then of course spiritual abundance and prosperity and material, and of course all the gifts that this mind and aspect of life that is given to each and every one of us freely, and of course wisdom and knowledge, power, understanding. We are activating all our senses and our cameras within us with the spirit of thought. Everything that is mind and aspect of light, we activating and protecting ourselves with the spirit of thought, protections and enlightenment with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, and demanding, commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, to answer on my command, on my call with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So in the name of mine and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, we have activated all of our gifts from mine and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default. So we are now happy, joyful, peaceful, blissful, and abundance and living in abundance and prosperity life. We are living and creating the life that we deserve to live and to have abundance and prosperity, joy, peace, bliss, to shine all the way through, all the way through, all the way through with the spirit of thought. That's all I'm trying to project the quotes. There's some kind of word, the tree, because when the tree associated something, so someone, so they're trying to manipulate with that. But anyway, we are shining all the way through together with us, with our soulmates, with our families and friends, with each and everyone and everything, with the spirit of thought by default. And we are happy, joyful, peaceful, bliss. So that's what we are creating right now. Well, I'm talking to you, I'm sending you energy from my through my voice, and of course through my physical form, in order to activate that wisdom and knowledge within you, and of course to help you be the one that be the shining light that you are. Shine from within and without. Your soul is ready to shine through your physical form with the speed of thought by default. We are destroying those Souless Amma in the name of mine and now spiritual light with the speed of thought by default. Wherever time, whatever form they are, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, we are in the name of mine and now spiritual light. First, I'm setting up the goal. Goal is everything is by default. They know all the Souless Amma that don't know the laws, rules, regulations. So by default, we are destroying them. Flash comes Souless Amma, destroying them by the laws, rules, regulations with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Now, in the name of mine, and now spiritual light with the speed of thought by default. I'm asking you, my beautiful friends, to set up the goal for yourself, to choose where would you like to direct the energy, where would you like to get a help with. Would you like to get help in your finances, in your love life, in your family and friends, wherever you like? The energy knows, the energy does the work. What is priority for you, the energy is going to do it. But if you need extra help for anything specifically, just set up the intention, and the mind and spiritual light will do the work for you, and of course will help and support you and heal you. And I'm doing the healing for all of us, but of course when you set up the goal intentionally, when you set the intention, the energy is much more stronger. So, which means you are aware of everything and you are asking for the help and support. Yes, some glasses, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. When I say yes, some glasses, it means I'm loud and clear, which means that's my command. That I'm commanding with that yes, some glasses, I'm loud and clear. What that means that thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, which means that mine and now spiritual light must answer on my call, on my command with the speed of thought by default. So that's that we are protecting ourselves and each and every one of us and everything that is mine and us spiritual light with the speed of thought, while destroying those Souless Amma in every form, wherever they are, in whatever form they are. With the speed of thought by default, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now in the name of mine and now spiritual light with the speed of thought by default, I'm activating all the ultra ultimatum all in one, the soup of karma, pain, suffering, and eternal destructions, pain, and suffering, and eternal hell to all those Souless Amma in whatever form they are, wherever they are, in the physical and energetic form, and encoding infinite with the speed of thought by default. In the name of mine and now spiritual light with the speed of thought by default, we are activating them completely, all the karma, pain, and suffering that they ever projected, will ever try to project towards each and everyone and everything since the beginning of creations with the speed of thought by default. Karma, pain, and suffering of humanity and a beautiful planet, earth element, complete no, and of course nature kingdom, elemental kingdom, animal kingdom, birds kingdom, fish kingdom, and of course their element, the sun and the moon and all the planet stars and the galaxies. But we multiply all of that over and over and again. Everything is by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default with the speed of thought by default, and we multiply all of that, add up and compress, and then activate and prescribe to all of those, all the karma, pain, and suffering that to regret those Souless Amma that ever existed, and to be for eternity flash come, which means we're breaking up, we are breaking them up. They will be broken up onto the atoms and electrons, and regret that they ever existed in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of course, in the name of mine and us, so I'm activating all of that pain and suffering, eternal hell to all those so-called soulless gods, saints, and soulless creators and judges, and all those soulless SOPHIE and Chistenko, Miriam and Postmatrach. When I say Postmatrach, it means the one that is watching, those that were watching the humanity going and putting the humanity through the pain and suffering. So those are the watchers that were watching but not helping and supporting, working against the humanity. And the Miriam is the main code for them. Actually, Tzigi is the main code, but the Miriam is second code. So now actually it's not even second, that the Tzigika is the second code, but the Miriam is the other code that is of the some of those Souless Amma that has been chosen as code, main code for them. So in the name, not for them, but main code, we know, but one of those codes that was leading those Souless Amma into that's going to lead them into the hell. So I'm going to change the energy. So it's leading them during the dark, dirty games. And now, of course, we turn all of that around and let them be led straight into the hell forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mind, and now speak of light with the spirit of thought by default. And now we are activating all of that pain and suffering and eternal hell to the Susie and Hitler, to Amrita Babaji, Mira Guruji, Metraji, Tata Hitler, to all those souls, in physical form, in energetic form, and encoded in infinite, with the spirit of thought by default, to all those so-called soulless Amma, soulless divine mothers or fathers or avatars, or those so-called spiritual teachers or healers, or any kind of those magicians, and all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players that were playing the dark, dirty games. We, with the speed of thought by default, activating them all, the pain and suffering and eternal hell and eternal suffering forever and ever, with the speed of thought by default. In the name of mind and now speak light, we destroying the Souless Amma forever and ever, with the speed of thought by default. All Souless Amma, go to hell, go to hell. All Souless Amma, go to hell forever and ever. All Souless Amma, burning in hell, burning in hell. All Souless Amma, burning in hell forever and ever, for eternity. Those Souless Amma are going to burn into the hell forever and ever, for eternity. In the name of mind and now speak of light with the spirit of thought. We're breaking them on the atoms and electrons and then setting them straight into the desert planet, into their physical forms, to feel the pain and suffering. The peace for them is the hell, and then all those energetic forms, we're sending them into the hell, straight into hell, to burn forever and ever, to be freezing and burning forever into the hell, and to be broken up. Be breaking up into the atoms and electrons. We're breaking them all the time. They will feel that pain all the time, by the laws, rules, and regulations, or by default, in the name of mind and now speak light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. But we still multiply all of that pain and suffering, eternal destructions, and to regret all those souls, some that ever existed. We activate that to all of those souls, some in every form, dark, dirty, psychopathic players, with the spirit of thought by default, and to us activating, we're activating the eternal life, abundance, prosperity, joy, peace, bliss, and wisdom, knowledge, power, and understanding, and enlightenment, and unity, and completely freedom, and peace, and respect, and love. In the name of mind and now speak light with the spirit of thought by default. And we multiply all of that, add up, multiply, and compress by the laws, rules, and regulations, or by default, and then multiply it by the destroying and freezing all those, everything that multiplied, destroying and freezing those Souless Amma, freezing them completely, destroying them, and taking over all the power and all the energy, and completely putting them into the sleep. All those Souless Amma, wiping out all their memories, shutting down their cameras and their senses, all those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default, and completely breaking, completely cutting off their communications in every form with the speed of thought by default. In the name of mind and now spiritual light with the speed of thought by default. We are freezing completely all the technology that those souls some of them misusing in the name of mind and now spiritual light with the speed of thought, and we are freezing all the weapon that they were used and misused in the name of mind and now spiritual light and destroyed forever and ever with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mind and now spiritual light with the speed of thought by default. We are destroying those souls, some in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are, and multiply them, the destructions, pain, and suffering, and for everything that multiply by the laws, rules, regulations, so by default, for everything that multiply, all those souls, Sama, and everything that they've created with a dark intention, and all the dark rituals and the ceremony rituals that they were created, doing, will ever try to do, for any kind of associations that ever associate anyone on anything or project it towards each and everyone and everything with a dark intention, with any kind of black magic, curses, hexes, spells, and any kind of voodoo, for all of those magicians, everything that they projected towards each and everyone and everything that is mine and aspect of light. We are with the speed of thought by default, wiping all of that, all the programs, all the energetic codes, any kind of codes, any kind of coded messages of wisdom. Not the wisdom we have, they don't have a wisdom, but they have the programs and then script, any kind of coded messages, and for all those projections that ever projecting will ever try to project towards each and everyone else and everything into our thoughts and into mind, into direct projections or into the vision or into the dreams in any way, or for everything that we multiply, for everything that we are eating, drinking, thinking, seeing, hearing, and all everything that those Souless Amma have ever projected, ever tried to project directly, indirectly towards each and every one of us and everything that is mine and us, light. So now towards us that or towards everything and everything that we have, our homes, properties, cars, vehicles, business, and everything. So in any way, everything that they project towards each and every one of us and everything that is less than mine and us, light, we immediately in the speed of thought by default destroy all those Souless Amma, and all of that we stop, we wipe it out, return it back to those Souless Amma into the form of karmas, pain, and suffering, and distractions, and everything that they project towards each and every and everything we multiply it over and over again by the laws, rules, regulations, and then by default, and return it to those Souless Amma to send them straight into hell. So they must go through all of that pain and suffering that they ever creating will ever try to create towards each and everyone and everything in the name of mind and aspect which shall light to the speed of thought by default. So we multiply them, pain and suffering karmas to the Souless Amma, and eternal destructions into those Souless Amma with the speed of thought, and to us eternal life, eternal abundance and prosperity, eternal peace and enlightenment with the speed of thought by default, for everything that multiply all the abundance and prosperity and wealth that is by default to us and to the Souless Amma. We multiplying the therapy, karmas of therapy, pain and suffering with the speed of thought by default, and for everything that we have ever had, will ever have, and that is by default for us, and for everything that we do, everything that is mine and aspect of light, for all of our greetings, all of our natural smile, for all of our emotions, for all of our or gratitude, for all of our prayers and blessings and commands, and of course for everything that all the religious, for all the religions that those Souless Amma created, all those governments and centers and all those Souless Amma that multiplying in every form all the systems that we have, system of by default, by the laws, rules, and regulations of by default. So over and over again, we multiply all of that as many times as is needed. Everything is by the laws, rules, and regulations of by default. Everything is under the command and control Sophie, and I'm commanding to Sophie Sophie, and everything is mine, and now speak of light to the speed of thought, to multiply as many times as is needed in order to destroy your Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are, in this physical, energetic form, and encode in infinite with the speed of thought by default. I'm commanding to Sophie and everything is mine, and now speak of light with the speed of thought by default to answer on my call, my command with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, and peaceful in action, my golden by default. I love you. So, and of course, we have the eternal peace, joy, bliss. We multiply now all of that now for everything that we are creating, everything that we have, and everything that we have, and all for our beautiful planet, and of course for mine and ours project, for everything that multiply. The Sophia Tristan Center, Sophia Tristan Planet, and the Sophia Tristan Universe, and all the centers and systems and teams that we're creating from mine and us, that we have created, and that creating and will create, and for those governments and systems that we all creating, and in the name of mine and us, light to the speed of thought by default, and for the multiplied by the Sophia Tristan Fund, Sophia Fund, Jasara, Quantum Finance System, Starlink, and all the material abundance and prosperity and wealth and the technology that those Souless Amma have stolen from us or have hidden from us in anywhere. We are now, and for all those corporations, we are protecting the everyone that is mine and us, light, and their corporations. Well, we are all of those Souless Amma that have stolen from us the money and abundance and prosperity. Now we are freezing all the corporations, all the banks, all the finances and everything, all the projects that they were working against the humanity. We are all, especially that are working on the agenda 2021 to 2030. All of those projects, we are stopping them, freezing them with the speed of thought by default, taking the energy behind them in the name of mine and our light with the speed of thought by default. And to those Souless Amma, we're returning the pain and suffering and karmas and eternal destructions and eternal hell to burn forever and ever for eternity into the hell. All those Souless Amma in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are, from within and without on a global universal level, we send them straight into hell with the speed of thought. All those Souless Amma, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. I'm sorry. So, my beautiful friends, we are destroying those Souless Amma. And of course, we are creating a better life, a better future. We are wiping out all that fake human history of humanity. Fake history of humanity has been completely lies. And of course, all those so-called evolution of humanity, that's completely lies. Somebody came up with a lie and spread the lies to humanity. Now we are wiping out all of that, and we're wiping out, completely stopping and wiping out all this science, the science that they were giving us, the lies and manipulations, and returning to all those Souless Amma, karmas, pain, and suffering in the name of mine and now speak light to the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Those Souless Amma burning into hell forever and ever, into the karmas of all the technology that they ever misused, and all the weapon that they were created and that they misused, and all those projects that so-called global warming, all the space program that they were working on, stealing the money from humanity, taxing everything, and that almost everything, and that they shouldn't, because we are the one that have everything. Our planet is, and we have everything that is on this planet. It's ours. So those Souless Amma came from the heaven, incarnated into a beautiful planet, and then started to steal our abundance and prosperity of wealth. Now it's time for them to return them all the karmas, pain, and suffering in the name of man and us, light with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, to take our wealth, abundance and prosperity back, that is by default. And of course, to activate all of our power within us, and we are getting back our full power, returning back to us all of our power. Of course, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding with the spirit of thought by default. Well, we are putting into the sleep all those soulless Amma with the spirit of thought by default, wherever they are and whatever form they are. In the name of mine and now spirit of light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, now everything is under the command and control of Sophie. Everything is by the laws, rules, and regulations of by default, and everything is loud and clear and encoding infinite. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, peaceful in action, my golden by default. I love you. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, it's time to stand up. It's time to stand up for our rights. It's time to stand up for our human rights and for all those gifts that our mind and our spiritual light has given to each and every one of us freely. And of course, it's time to stand up and say to those Souless Amma, enough is enough. It's time to put them into the hell forever and ever, all those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, to destroy them forever and ever, to be destroyed forever and ever until atoms and electrons, and feel the pain in every atom, electron of their being forever and ever, for eternity. In the name of mine and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, I've been working for a long time. I've told you that I've been working on a global project. Actually, the global project started in 2003. And then, of course, I started doing there is a reason why. Because at that time, they started attacking me energetically with the projections and with everything, trying to interfere into my life, really, with the negative projections, especially into my dreams, that I didn't know what was going on. Then after that, but I didn't really take anything of that. I didn't believe into that at all. I was just ignoring it. So I didn't accept any of those projections. I never did and will never do. Now, no one of you, my beautiful friends, ever accepted anything that is less than mine and our spiritual light. Not the way that are mine and our spiritual light, but those Souless Amma we're doing through our physical forms. So that's the karma, the pain, and suffering that they were projecting towards each and everyone else, and everything that accepted anything that is less than mine and our spiritual light. We are returning it back to the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought. Everything multiplied by the laws, rules, regulations, so by default, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, since 2003, the project started. Since 2005, I started doing the research on everything. And everything really, I was hungry for wisdom and knowledge. And I've been talking about that. And of course, since 2007, I met those Souless Amma, those so-called spiritual teachers and healers. And since then, I've been working 24 day and night on the global project for healing humanity and our beautiful planet, and for, of course, protecting and saving everything that is mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, enlightening everything that is mine and our spiritual light, while destroying everything that is less than mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, in whatever form they are, wherever they are, those Souless Amma. Those are the dark ones, dark forces in the human body. We know them. In the human body, they are known as Illuminati, Satanists, the globalists, and Masons, or cabals, or deep state, or or those so-called spiritual teachers or healers or gurus or any avatars under different names they were hiding behind, because they were hiding behind the different names, and of course they were presenting themselves under different names, but they are the same Souless Amma, dark forces in the human body. So of course we never accepted them that they were among us, but all of you know those globalist Satanists that were creating the problems on this planet, that you know, all of them, the 13 families, you know, the Soros and all those Bushes and all of those Souless Amma. So we've been doing, and we're destroying all of those Souless Amma, all the 13 families. So we were destroying them, and we destroyed them already in every form with the spirit of thought by default. So now, and of course, into the energetic form, they're known as fallen angels, demons, and Tzigi, and those the Souless Amma. And of course, they're known in every form under that, even in the physical and energetic form, and encoding infinite. So now we've been destroying all of those Souless Amma day and night. Wherever I went, whatever I did, I was consciously destroying those Souless Amma from the humanity, from the nature kingdom, from the earth, from the air and the water element, and of course from the heaven and from the sun and the moon. I was blessing everyone and everything. Where I went, when I would go out, I would just I would say, okay, of course, I'm spreading the love of light from my heart and soul throughout the entire planet, through entire universe, and blessing everyone and everything that is mine and now unconditional love of light with the spirit of thought by default. And I would spread the golden light, and that is mine and now unconditional love of light, attach the destructive energy for those Souless Amma in every form, wherever time, whatever form there are. Well, it's the blessings for all of us that is mine and now unconditional love of light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, I'm sure you can feel the energy within yourself. If you open up your heart and soul, the energy is flowing freely from through my voice to you all the time, and of course through my physical form. When you see my physical form, my picture, or in any way hear my voice, you will be blessed, because the energy is flowing constantly through myself, and of course blessing you every step of the way with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, you know that those Souless Amma that were those 13 families, actually, so I'm going to explain to you what was going on. The Souless Amma were creating the clones, or they were manipulating with the codes, human codes, which means the energetic codes. So they were manipulating with that, and then they were preparing, they were creating in the human form, they were incarnating those Souless Amma from the heaven into the physical form, or they would project the energetic codes into the human form, and then after that trying to take over the body and then manipulate with the energy. Of course, we never accepted that, but we will never do so. But we are returning to those Souless Amma all the pain and suffering with the spirit of thought in the name of man and us, light with the spirit of thought. We're destroying all those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So those Souless Amma were manipulating. So those first of those that were incarnating into the religion, or usually into the religious, those Souless Amma incarnated, or those so-called spiritual teachers or healers or gurus or any kind of magicians. So all the some of the those were incarnated as business people, or into the science, into education. So my beautiful friends, and as you know, a lot of those stories and predictions that they were leaving behind those Souless Amma through the people that were incarnating, actually through the Souless Amma that were incarnated into the physical form. As you know, that those Souless Amma that were working through the human body, actually taking over the body, or in fact they were interfering into our identity, into our private life, and then manipulating through the bodies, and doing the dark, dirty work through the bodies from some of my man and spiritual light people. So my man and spiritual light now, it's taking over all of our bodies, and we are clearing up them, and of course destroying those Souless Amma in whatever form they are, wherever they are, returning the calm as pain, as suffering with the spirit of thought by default. So of course those that haven't done any crime, consciously a crime, and criminal against the humanity consciously, but those that were doing it with a good intention, thinking that they were doing the good things. Now, of course, we are clearing up those bodies and taking over, but those soulless Amma destroying forever and ever. So those soulless Amma, you know, they're about the Nostradamus or about the other those so-called scientists or those that were leaving the messages or predicting the future. So those soulless Amma, some of those soulless Amma, actually you need to know that there are many of those soulless civilizations, actually civilizations in the heaven, that those soulless Amma were hiding from us. So they were in the, I'm not sure how long in the past they started giving us information about from the Pleiades and the Arcturians and all other, you know, many of those, they started giving the information. Up until now, they were lying to us all the time that we were alone, that only human race existed on this planet. But of course, as we were going on onto evolution, of course, the soulless Amma, of course, we were reaching that light and that energy level, of course, quickly, and those soulless Amma were interfering into our lives, and they're trying to manipulate with our energy, stealing our energy. But of course, as I'm saying, and we never accepted that. Everything is by default, which means we never accepted anything that is less than mine and auspicious shall our life with the spirit of thought. But of course, we are returning the karmas, pain, and suffering to all those soulless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. So, my beautiful friends, those soulless Amma were manipulating with the science, manipulating with the religious, manipulating with also called the messengers, those that were bringing the informations, and of course through those channeling messages. So some of those souls, some of it channeling the messages to those that were open to that invisible forces. So they were channeling the messages, giving them the informations, and then they were after that spreading throughout the entire planet and throughout the entire universe. So of course we never believed that. You know about the evolution of humanity. Some of those soulless Amma gave us the information to some of those scientists that the humanity started evolved from the monkey. And you know that evolution, you've seen all of that. And my beautiful friends, we never evolved from the monkey, but those soulless Amma did. Soulless Amma did how? Because they created monkey, and then from the monkey, they were mixing up the genes with those soulless Amma. So that's how those soulless Amma became monkey, became soulless Amma in every form with the spirit of thought. We are destroying them forever and ever by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So what they were telling me when I was working on the project. So I've told you that I was working behind the cameras for almost a year. After that, during that time, really, we were destroying those soulless Amma, and it was giving the opportunities to those soulless Amma to lead the project, but they never did. I was mine, and Light was leading the project. So of course, I did consciously, but of course, they were placing a lot of lies and manipulations. But because it was going through me, I accepted only that is right, that is by default, that is for the highest and greatest good of humanity, that is mine and Light with the spirit of thought by default. Well, everything else, less than mine and Light with the spirit of thought, that is less than mine and Light, that they projected through me, that they gave me the information. So of course, I never accepted, and I'm returning them the karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mine and Light with the spirit of thought by default, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So that time, my beautiful friends, I was behind the cameras, because I was working energetic work. I was throwing out those soulless Amma into the hell, and I was working with my hands and of course movement and everything. So I didn't want really my light work is my golden souls to be focused on my movement, on my physical form, but I wanted them to be focused on the the work that we were doing, onto the energy and the destructions of the Souless Amma. So that's the reason why I was behind the camera and I was working all the time. It's an energetic work all the time. I'm destroying the Souless Amma, throwing them into the light planet, and of course destroying them forever and ever, throwing them into the hell. Now, after that, we did the Souless Amma. We're trying to steal our energy. So I was going live even for 7 up to 8 hours in the evening with my my beautiful team that are with me from the first day that I started working on the project. On the social media. So my beautiful friends, that's a long time, but of course it's energy and time invested. Every second that we invested, every atom, electron of energy that we created, we invested it into the destructions of pain and suffering of those souls, some in every form, even those that we're projecting, those projections, and then that we're trying to create darkness and negativity, and then manipulate with mine and ours project and everything that I was manipulating with the information. So we everything, their projections, of course, we never accepted them. So we returning them there. Now we are returning them into the form of karma, pain, suffering, and destructions, and eternal hell forever and ever to all those souls, Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, those souls, Amma, were trying to manipulate. Actually, at that time, when I started doing the work on the social media, those souls, some were projecting a lot of projections and a lot of energetic attacks and everything. But of course, I was returning them. I was just firing up with all my power and destroying all those souls, some in every form, wherever they are. When I destroy them into the energetic form, then I will destroy them into the physical form too, without falling down. So now those souls, some that they're playing the dark, dirty games. For them was dark, dirty games, but I never accepted as a dark, dirty games. Those, but I was calling them dark ones or dark forces into the physical energetic form and encoding infinite. So which means in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are. But of course, after that, I start calling them dark, dirty, psychopathic players because they were trying to play the dark, dirty games. Because I never accepted their games and the game, and of course I never did, but I did have an intention then and now to destroy all those dark ones, dark forces, dark souls, Amma, and all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So which means that those souls, Amma, we're trying now to steal the energy, to play the dark, dirty games again, through everything that we've gone through, and of course that we destroyed them already. They don't exist. Energetically, we've destroyed them already. So now, and those in the physical form too, we've destroyed them already. Many times they've gone over, they're out of date. So they have no right to interfere into our lives anymore. They have no right to in any way to be accepted into the hell forever and ever, to be burned forever and ever into the hell for eternity. So in the name of mine and now speak with light to the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So those souls, Amma, that we're trying to steal our energy from the project. So they were trying to steal the energy. And so from me, they couldn't, because I knew what I was doing, even though that they were projecting the thoughts. They were giving me some of those false informations and making it true, because I was saying, is that true? Yeah, that's good. They were giving me the false information. So because I always, whatever I did it with intention for the healing of humanity on a beautiful planet, and of course destroying those souls, Amma. So whatever information they gave me, that is false information, for sure, I'm returning them, and I did then, and now I'm returning the karma, pain, and suffering with the speed of thought, and eternal destructions that they will ever regret forever existed with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, at that time, I was receiving the messages from both sides. So, both sides were giving the information, chatting all the time. And of course, sometimes anything that I wanted to do, the souls, Amma, I knew internally internally everything. I did everything with my internal knowledge, of course, with my internal knowledge, with intention. But those Souless Amma were all the time chatting and giving the information, and were running in front of me, behind me, trying to steal the energy. So they were thinking if they were, I called them later on, I called them like the dogs barking all the time. So they were thinking if they gave me the information, they know what I'm going to do. They knew, and they know what I was doing. And of course, what I'm doing, what I need to do. Actually, they don't. At that time, they were manipulating so with the energy, so they could assume. But of course now they don't know, and of course they will never know, but they will know that and they know now, and they will know forever that they are gonna get the karmas, pain and suffering from everything and from everyone and everything that ever interfere into our lives, in everyone and everything with any kind of dark intention. So we all returning them the karmas, pain and suffering. And now is the time for all of us to take our power back, and of course to return the karmas, pain and suffering to all those Souless Amma, all of us from the physical form, and of course, and every our soul form within have a right to return them the karmas, pain and suffering. So we are now returning them all the karmas, pain and suffering, multiplying by the laws, rules and regulations of by default that I set up already for the multiplications of the karmas, and of course for we are prescribing them, and we are putting the stamp on them that they have to go through that. So they must go through that, feel the pain and suffering that they were projected towards each and everyone and everything. With the speed of thought, in the name of mind and now speak Krishna light, I'm commanding to Sophie and everything is mine, and now speak Krishna light with the speed of thought by default, to answer on my call and command with the speed of thought, without mercy, peacefully in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you, Sophie. Thank you, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, they were trying to steal energy. We thought that we were doing. They were trying to steal the energy from me and from the project that I was working on, and of course from my team that was Ito. That's from my team that was working with me. When I say Ito, you know that is a code that I'm rejecting everything when they're trying to manipulate energetically in any way. And so I'm just returning the karmas, pain and suffering, and rejecting everything they're projecting towards me, and of course multiplying the karmas, pain and suffering to those Souless Amma in whatever form they are, while enlightening ourselves. So those Souless Amma were manipulating. They were manipulating with the energy. They were manipulating and attacking the team that I was working with. So when I started to work on the project first time, I'm not sure whether I explained all that, but from the beginning, why I'm going through that, I've told you I'm going to touch on the subject. This I'm going to touch on upon the subject, and of course after that we're going to take all that energy that those Souless Amma were stealing or trying to steal, actually have stolen, but now I've told them many times that they can never steal my energy. Even if they do so, they will have to return it sooner or later, and of course not later, but with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, they were manipulating with my team that I was working on. When I started working on the project, I put an ad that I was looking for the people that are willing to help and support me on the project together to create a better life and a better future for humanity, to create a unity and eternal peace and eternal life and abundance and prosperity, of course, to make the difference on this planet and beyond, to save the humanity and protect our beautiful planet and everyone and everything's mine and us, Krishna love light, while destroying those Souless Amma. So I've told them that I would not pay you money, but I will give you so much more that will make you money, that you will be happy forever and ever, for eternity and alive forever and ever. So of course I know a lot of those that are still with me, my beautiful friends, my beautiful golden soul. Thank you all that are from the beginning with me. Thank you, all of you from the very beginning. I know there are some from the very first day that are with me, and there are those that are a bit later, but still they are from the beginning. with me. So my beautiful friends, thank you all. Love you. My beautiful golden souls, my beautiful golden body falls. And there were a lot of people that contact me, and then they wanted to make the difference. They wanted to adapt to the light, and then of course they wanted to be the part of the change that we are creating, and then to help in writing the new history of humanity. But those Souless Amma, they started doing, some of them were for shorter time, some of them for a bit longer. But those Souless Amma, what they were doing, they were attacking them, because I'm not sure in which way they were playing the dark, dirty games. So they were projecting the codes, energetic codes, into the physical forms of the of those that were participating of my from my team. So they were projecting the energetic codes, and through that energy, so they were manipulating with them with the physical forms. So a lot of those my light workers, when I'm saying my warriors, I would say my golden soul, a lot of them, those Souless Amma, are removed from the project, actually just created the projections within them and making them focus on something else that is less important and on themselves and the project. But how they were doing, because when I started working at the beginning, of course those people that were with me, that were participating, they were giving, I'm sure I know that they were working from the heart and soul. They wanted to make the difference, but also always some were attacking them. The way they were attacking me all the time energetically, but instead of they were trying, they were attacking me, and I was projecting the energy towards them, destroying them and removing them completely, breaking them into the atoms and electrons and sending them into the hell forever and ever, for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So of course those Souless Amma, what I did during that time, and after that, of course, during the time when after that I made a break for 2 months, that I didn't know really what was going to happen. I didn't have a clue what those Souless Amma were planning to do. But what I did it from my heart and soul, and we won that. Won those Souless Amma. So we have the our light. We protected to save the humanity on a beautiful planet, and we destroyed those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So what I did, they were removing from the project those that are mine and ask me a question of light. The people were just putting the energy within them and projecting them and making the projections and the thoughts and words that they were not at the right place, and of course making them focus on something else. So those that were, I was all the time with my blessings, I was protecting them and helping them and saving them. And I knew sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning I would do the live, and then after that people were under the attack. I used to do in the 4 o'clock in the morning healing for them, just to help them and protect them. And those really nice people that were from the light, full with mine and us, because light, the Souless Amma were attacking them and stealing the energy. So, and of course they would take them out from the project. So in the name of mine and now speaking light with the spirit of thought, I know now, I can see that a lot of those that were sometimes distant from the project, I know that those Souless Amma were interfering into your lives, but still I'm glad that you are with us, because we are writing the new history with the golden letters, and you are welcome to give as much support as possible, because this is happening once in the history of humanity. It's never happened before that we are separating the Tzigi from Sophie, Souless Amma from mine, and Auspicial light, dark from the light. So that's never happened since the beginning of humanity, since the beginning of creation, but now it's happening. That's something, that's the reason why I'm saying we are changing everything from the root core, changing everything, and then of course destroying the Souless Amma and creating everything from mine and Auspicial light for the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, after that, when I did such the break from the behind the cameras while I was working, and then break for a couple of months. And during that time, those Souless Amma were doing the dark, dirty rituals and trying to attack, because they were supposed to lead the project, but they never did. So of course we destroyed those Souless Amma for 2 months. They were playing the dark, dirty games that I didn't know. I never accepted them, and I was saying to Sophie, for me, the project, those Souless Amma are destroyed already. For me, those Souless Amma don't exist. I said there is no need for them. There is no need anymore to act upon any day of the lies and manipulations. I said, for me, the Souless Amma are completely destroyed and removed, because we invested and created and manifested a huge amount of energy, because all the time it was energetic work since I would start working, since it was the minimum 3, 4, 5, 6, up 7 and 8 hours. So can you imagine that? So in this way, so my beautiful friends, I was saying to Sophie, for me, those Souless Amma are completely destroyed. There is no reason to go through that again. So, but my beautiful friends, I didn't know that they were playing the dark, dirty games. So of course, Sophie wanted to answer on the game. They're playing the dark, dirty games against the humanity and our beautiful planet and us. So Sophie wanted me to answer on the dark, dirty games with the distractions to destroying those Souless Amma in every form, every time, whatever form they are, returning the karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, so that 2 months I didn't even have time. I went through a lot of a lot of problems, and of course not just the problems, but a lot of those energetic work that those souls, some were attacking, we were destroying them, they were attacking, we were destroying them. And of course I was working day and night. So I was active 24 working and destroying those souls forever and ever. So I didn't even know, but thanks to my my beautiful team that I were working and all the time, they never stopped. Even when I stopped doing the live, they started the mission with the golden hearts, but we used the golden hearts smile and the golden hearts. We used that on the project. So they started. Thank you to all of you. I love you all. I know that Slavica Sibakovsky, and then I think no, it's that Spassky, that you were the one who started that. So thank you all. I know that Slavica Sibakovsky was the leading that and still is that we're leading that mission with the golden hearts to support me, to support the project. That was great, really, because I even didn't know when I looked at that and I was reading about that, I said, wow, but why with just one heart? But when I opened that, it's for one heart. It was like that, you know how many hearts is like the oceans of love. And of course, we started after that. So thank you to all of you. I love you all. So now, while I'm doing now, behind all of that you've done, I'm gonna now return the energy back. If those souls I might have ever steal or try to steal, and of course we multiply that energy that we created, that you created, that we are creating with that mission, with the golden hearts. So my beautiful friends, you used my friends, my team, they used to send the golden hearts all the time. And Slavica Sibakovsky, I love you, my beautiful, my beautiful soul, my golden soul, golden beautiful. She was setting up the goals every night at a certain time to do the mission with the golden hearts. That was brilliant. You supported with energetically, really. You a lot you gave a lot of support, because I was going through so much of that energetic attack of those Souless Amma that I even didn't know. I didn't take them as attack because I was destroying them, and it was because they said to me that I said that I was going to destroy those Souless Amma, return them all the karma, pain, and suffering with the left hand, and destroy them from the pajama. because I didn't sleep. But during the night, they wouldn't give me to sleep, and then they were attacking me. So I was lying down in my bed, and of course destroying those Souless Amma, showing them light, huge light planet, and in the golden light, and destroying those Souless Amma. So I even didn't know that, but of course so of course I went through a lot of that energetic work, and through a lot of the not sleeping, a lot of sleepless night, those Souless Amma were attacking. But of course I was still sometimes I couldn't hold my eyes open, but I will have to, because they were as soon as I would close my eyes, they will start projecting with the projections, energetic, with the worst projections for humanity from everyone. So I'll have to destroy those Souless Amma. So I could hardly keep my eyes open, but I was destroying them and throwing the light planets, and they destroy all those Souless Amma. So I would destroy for one night over 2-3 billions of those planet stars and the galaxies of those Souless Amma. So my beautiful friends, that was very challenging for me, but of course it was as well a huge success. We destroyed those Souless Amma, still destroying them. So some of those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, we destroyed them already energetically and everything. Some of those still trying to play the dark, dirty games, but now it's time to return them the karmas, pain, and suffering from the very beginning of humanity, that they ever interfere into our lives, from the very beginning of creation of humanity up until now, in the name of mine and our spiritual life, not just by from the Adam and Eve, but before the Adam and Eve. I've told you that I was asking, because they told me that humanity was created, and all know from those religious books that the first human race that was created on this planet is Adam and Eve. And then after that, they gave me information how on the Balkan Adam and Eve were created first. That's why the Balkan is the center of the earth and of the entire universe, because the first human race was created on the Balkan, and that was Adam and Eve. So that at that time, so after those Souless Amma were experimenting, that was mine and our spiritual light creating, but those Souless Amma were interfering, and then they were manipulating with the genes, with the codes, with energy, and they were manipulating with other, not just for the humanity. We are on the Balkan with pure human energy, so it wasn't mixed up with any other energy. Well, other nations and the countries, they were mixing up the human energy with that energy. I'm not sure really. I didn't accept that. They gave me the information, but I didn't really want to accept that. But of course, I have to return them the karmas, pain, and suffering forever and ever, for eternity, to be burned into the hell. All those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by the fall, loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by the fall. So they were saying to me that the Italians and Mussolini, you know them. So Italians were created from the frogs and the human genes. So that's what they were giving the information. Or the black people with the monkey genes and the human race. So my beautiful friends, that's what they were doing, creating different. So I'm not gonna go into that, but just to let you know that those Souless Amma, why we have the white and the black and the brown and the different colors, those Souless Amma were interfering into and manipulating with the genes of humanity, and then creating that divisions. So anyway, I'm not accepting that. Everything that they said to me, and I didn't accept it, but of course I'm accepting that to return them the karmas, pain, and suffering from the very beginning of humanity, of existence of humanity. So you need to know that we are not the only one, that human race, when I told that, I spoke about that we are not only on human race on this planet. So they said to me from the Adam and Eve, you know that from Adam and Eve was been started humanity. So Adam and Eve was from their humanity, the human genes. Then after that, they were manipulating. But now that's the reason why we are on the Balkan. We are completely we are different. We have a much more light within us. We are shining brightly if we compare with other. throughout entire Europe or Asia or anywhere in America and anywhere. So because we have more light within us, they gave me the information that only my country can fill up can enlighten entire planet and for the entire universe. And of course, and if we take entire Balkan, we can enlighten the entire universe and all that exists. So, and destroy those Souless Amma, and of course, and still where are the other countries, and then of course throughout the entire planet. So they were giving their false information. They wanted to create the energetic codes and infiltrated them into the human, usually into the Europe or somewhere, America, anywhere. I didn't accept that either. So we are returning the karma's pain and suffering of all those Souless Amma, all the lies and manipulations that they projected, and for everything that they did. Now I'm going to just sum up everything, because since then they were so I just am going to mention more, so just to adapt them more. So since then, after that, when I start doing the live, after that couple of months, we destroyed those Souless Amma, and of course returned the karma's pain and suffering. We of course, that was the time when we completely returned the karma's pain and suffering. They had to accept it. They had to accept the karma's pain and suffering, because they lost everything, and then of course they have to go into the hell and then be burned forever and ever, for eternity into the hell, into their karma's pain and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. After that, my beautiful friends, I started doing the live on the camera. First time when I started on the camera doing the live, I didn't really at that time I knew that it was the right time for humanity to know the truth. So of course, since I started doing the after that on the camera, I wasn't working with my hands, and actually I was, but not on the camera. So we did it the different way of working, because mine and now Light took the project to lead me. So those Souless Amma wanted me to work with the hands, and then of course with movements, but that was their part. But of course, mine and Light wants me to work with from internal knowledge and wisdom, and we have the power to destroy those Souless Amma with our thoughts, with our words, and then of course with projections of the light from my eyes. I was projecting the light and then destroying those Souless Amma from the hands, or anywhere I choose, from any part of or from my entire body. So my beautiful friends, we were destroying the Souless Amma. Of course, when I started on the cameras, working on the cameras and this way, so I was working every night. I know only one night actually after that I made when they started interfering into my technology, then I started to make some breaks. But before that, I was for a couple of years, I never missed the night. Only one night when they turned off my light. They turned off the light. Suddenly, just light was off, and they created some problems. So I couldn't got on live. And after that, just before 12 o'clock, I was getting ready. I had on the battery in my on my phone, so I had the light I was waiting for the light to come. And then of course after that I said I'll go to bed until I have the still battery on my phone. So I just making my bed, trying to go to bed. But those Souless Amma at that time actually, we're still trying to manipulate, but mine and because our light just brought the light. The light just shine bright, and I thought, oh, that was very nice. We destroyed the Souless Amma. Exactly, that was the darkness for all those Souless Amma. It would never form down wherever that they created. And with that, of course, we are returning the karma's pain and suffering to all of those projections, all of those darkness, the night of the dark or days of darkness that they were trying to project through the EBS that we're projecting towards humanity and our beautiful planet. So now we are returning the karma's pain and suffering to all of Souless Amma. I'm going to sum up now because after that, later on, they put me through that as well. But of course, using that opportunity to cut off the light again later on. But of course, I used that opportunity to return them the karma, pain, and suffering of all of that, all of the energy that they were stealing from us, and all the light that they've stolen from humanity. And of course, to destroy all those soulless Amma in whatever form they are, returning the karmas, pain, and suffering. So we destroying those soulless Amma all the time. They are falling down into the hell, for eternity. So my beautiful friends, now I'm just going to sum up everything in the name of mine and now speak light for the spirit of thought by the fall. I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and now speak light for the spirit of thought by the fall. To answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default, to return, we are returning all those karmas, pain, and suffering, and everything and anything that all those souls have ever projecting will ever try to project towards me and my family and our soulmates, towards you and all of you, my beautiful friends that were with me working since I started working on the project, towards each and every one of us and everything, to our families and friends, towards each and every soul and everyone and everything that is mine, and now speak shall light for the spirit of thought in any way, directly and indirectly, and that all that the lies and manipulate, the karmas after that, the lies and manipulations, the black magic curse, spell hexes, and dark rituals, and those associations, and any kind of everything, the curse, and all those that they did, any kind of magic that they did, or voodoo, anything, projections, energetic quotes and thoughts, and anything with stories or manipulations, beliefs, and everything that they project of each and everyone and everything that is mine and aspect of light. Without any selfish desire, or to all directly, indirectly, we all of those karma, pain, and suffering. We put all of that into the form of karma, pain, and suffering, and eternal hell forever and ever, returning back to the soul as Sama, multiplied by the laws, rules, and regulations of by default, with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mine, and now speak shall light for the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Peaceful in action with the spirit of thought, peaceful in action, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, and now in the name of mine and us, we're going to return them now, everything that they're projecting. So in the name of mine and us, we shall have a light for the spirit of thought by default, and demanding, commanding to all those souls, Sama, to return all the energy and the codes, energetic codes, and everything that they were stealing from us, that they ever stolen from me, from all of us, and our soulmates and family and friends, and to each and every, from each and every one and everything's mine and us, demanding, commanding to all those souls, some in whatever form they are, to return that energy to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie. And the peacefully in action, my golden soul, my golden by default, in a peaceful way, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. If they don't do so, I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie in the name of mine and ask you shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default to all those souls, Sama, to break them onto atoms and electrons into the air. They know what does it mean. They know exactly what that means. What means that we destroy them into the that's when you see the shadow on the screen. That's the sign that those souls are falling down in every form into the physical, energetic. That means that we destroy them into the air, breaking into the atoms and electrons, and then sending them straight into the hell, opening the portals and sending them straight into hell to burn forever and ever for eternity in the name of mine and ask your question of light with the spirit of thought, and to fill all those souls, some of the pain and suffering from all those living beings that ever existed on this planet throughout entire existence. This is the beginning of creations, ultra ultimatum, all in one, 24 dvice HEATRT, which means 24 is by HEATRT, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul. I'm demanding, commanding, with the spirit of thought, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, those souls, I'm trying to manipulate with their energy. We are returning the karma, pain, and suffering. That's we are returning the, so they manipulate with my phone because I've got it on the phone to see, is it everything okay to follow. But those souls, I'm trying to manipulate. So now we're returning the karma, pain, and suffering from when I was working behind the camera. So now in the name of, so we multiply all of that over and over again with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, in the name of mine, and now speak unconditional light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm demanding, commanding to soften everything is mine, and now speak unconditional light with the spirit of thought by default. So to be the spirit of thought, to return all those karmas, pain, and suffering, to all those soulless Amma behind every projections, everything that we eat, drink, see, hear, do, think, or everything that those soulless Amma ever projecting, will ever try to project into our mind through the thoughts, words, or through the direct projections, or into the vision, or into the through the dreams, in any way, or anything in any way that they did, any kind of dark rituals and curse hexes, we all of that pack them into the form of karmas, pain, suffering, destructions for eternal hell, for eternity into the hell, forever and ever, with the spirit of thought by default, and behind everything that I just mentioned, that behind any subject and behind every word that I mentioned, that I said, with the spirit of thought by default, in the name of mine, and now speak of light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of course, in the name of mine, and now speak of light with the spirit of thought by default, demanding, commanding to all those souls, some again with the spirit of thought by default, peacefully to return all the energy back to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of course, thank you to those Souless Amma. If they do so, they know what's mean that. So, and if they don't do so, so that's destructive energy. And then thank you, they know exactly what's that mean. So I'm demanding, commanding to the Souless Amma to return the energy to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. So both sides must cooperate. So those that Souless Amma that were not cooperating, those that cooperating now, and of course the Sophie. So all this, both sides are actually Souless Amma and then Sophie need to work together, cooperate. So in a peaceful way, energy to be given back to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. And of course, if they do so, Sophie knows what to do. Sophie, I love you, my beautiful soul, my beautiful golden by default. I'm demanding, commanding to destroy all those Souless Amma and break them into the pieces, into the atoms and electrons, and then mix them up into the atoms and electrons and put them into their forms and activate them. All the pain and suffering, all through ultimate all-in-one, 24, with the spirit of thought by default. I put them safe into the desert planet. We created the desert planet for them, which means that those are the planets that they had, that they were living on. So we now destroy them. So projected everything that they projected, so each and everyone else, and everything we return back to them. So now we make them, create them from their words, and we create them, not the words that I'm speaking, not the world. And we created them the desert planet. So now, now they're gonna burn into the hell forever and ever and live like dogs are gonna live better. So they're gonna bark forever and ever and cry for help, but they wouldn't get help because they don't deserve it. So they will be destroyed forever and ever in the name of mine, and I'll speak of light with the spirit of thought by default. All those Souless Amma, and they would regret forever and ever that they ever existed. I've told them that, and that's my blessings and my mercy and my forgiveness to all of those Souless Amma in every form with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, especially to those Babaji, Souless Babaji, and Amrita, Mira, Guruji, Matriarch, HEATRT, those that were in a physical form, that we manipulate with energy doing the dark, dirty rituals. But in every form, wherever in the physical and energetic form, and encoding infinite. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So they want me to be specific, but I'm specific now. So all of those, because Babaji, Souless Babaji, and Amrita, they presented themselves as Souless Divine Mother and Father of Souless Amma. They wanted to pretend to be, actually they were pretending to be the mother and father of humanity, but they can never be the mother and father of humanity, because humanity has got the light, we're shining brightly, but they don't have a light. So the dark force can never be the mother and father of humanity, but they are mother and father of the Souless Amma. So now we are returning all the karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. And they were trying to project to me that they were like the Amrita, Souless Amrita was projecting the vision. When I went to her darshan, to her seminar, she was projecting to me the visions and giving me the information, telepathic communication, that she was my mother, like she was the mother. So I thought she was giving me the information from somewhere in the past, from the incarnation. So I knew that the incarnation existed, but not on my physical form. I've never been incarnated in this with this physical form anyway. But of course, my soul forms, they had physical forms in the past. So which means that's not my incarnation, but my soul, the forms were incarnated into the other forms. So of course, so not a physical form. So she was projecting, and the Babaji, they were projecting me that they were like my parents. And I thought, so how many times you gave me a birth? And she said, and so I was asking her, I wanted to hear what she wanted to say. So she said once, and I thought, wow, that's not true. It's never going to be true. That I never believe in you, that. But there was projection. There were projections. They wanted to make the father and mother of humanity, and the evil can never be the father and mother of humanity. But they can now. And we activate it, they can, of course, accept that they must accept all the karmas, pain, and suffering of humanity since the beginning of creation, and all the karmas, pain, and suffering of all Souless Amma. In the name of mine and now, spiritually shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. So we're returning all the karmas and pain and suffering with the father and mother of humanity. So which means my parents are father and mother of humanity, not the Souless Amma. So now we return in the karmas of pain and suffering of father and mother of humanity, and all the humanity, and in every form, from all those soulless, all those soulless, in every form, starting with the because the Amrita Babaji, soulless, they were pretending to be the human the father and mother. So now we return in the name of mine and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm commanding to Sophie, and everything is mine and ask me light with the spirit of thought by default, to activate all the pain and suffering, ultra ultimatum, all in one, the soup and the karmas and pain and suffering, and all those in destructions, eternal destructions and eternal hell, to all of those forms of soulless Babaji and soulless Amrita, into all the Mira, so-called Mother Mira. They are not Mother, but they are the soulless Mira and Guruji Matrashi Tata HEATRT Metsetanaya. And all those incarnated into and infiltrated into the religion, or all those so-called spiritual gurus or teachers or healers, wherever they are. But starting from the physical form, those soulless Babaji and Amrita, and all of those that I just mentioned, with the spirit of thought in every form, in the name of mine and now spiritual shallow light, with the spirit of thought by default, and demanding, commanding to Sophie, and everything is mine and now spiritual shallow light, with the spirit of thought by default, to answer on my call, on my command, with the spirit of thought by default. So to activate them to those karmas, pain, and suffering, and to all those so-called gods, soulless gods and saints, and soulless creators, and soulless courts and judges, and Sophie, and soulless Sophie, Chistenko, and Miriam, and watchers, and those soulless Susie and Hitler, and all of those that I just mentioned, all of those soulless courts, and Tiggy can all those Souless Amma in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are. In the name of mine and now speak the light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear and demanding and commanding to Sophie and everything Sophie that's by default. To answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default. Peacefully in action, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And so everything is by default. Everything is under the command and control of Sophie. Everything is by the laws, rules, regulations. So by default, multiplied over and over and over and over and over again with the speed of thought by default. Sophie, my beautiful soul, my beautiful by default, as many times as is needed. Everything's under the command of control of Sophie with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everything is multiplied over and over again and encoded in infinite with the speed of thought. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So, my beautiful friends, we are returning the karma's pain and suffering to all those souls. Amma. In every form, wherever time. When I was, some of those that were with me, that were giving really so much energy and support into the project, investing the time and energy into the project, those Souless Amma projected that energy and, of course, thoughts and words, and then so they separate them to distance them from the project. And I know that they were a man and aspect light. I know that they were really willing to help and support projects and help, of course, to create a better future and be the change that we create into on this planet and throughout the entire universe. And of course, this is the time that, as I've told you, once in the history of humanity. So be the part of the history of humanity. So I'm calling back to all of those that went into the project, that those Souless Amma. Those Souless Amma have distanced them or removed them from this project. I'm commanding to Sophie and everything this mind and aspect shall light with the spirit of thought by default to bring them back into the project, because and to destroy those Souless Amma that were interfering into their lives, into their lives and their families and friends, and into my life and my family and friends and all soulmates and everyone and everything that is mine and aspect shall light. With any kind of darkness and negativity, we destroy those Souless Amma forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So, my beautiful friends, you know that when you want to do something, when you feel that it's the right things to do, but suddenly thoughts and words start appearing and stored into your mind, you need to double check. You need to think before you make a decision. You need to ask yourself where that is coming from. Who is sending those thoughts and words to you? You need to know that if they're negative, you need to know that they're not yours. So they were not, even though that I was really blessing them all the time, sending them love and blessing, they couldn't, I couldn't help them because they sent the energy. I could do so if they accepted that, but they were sending them the energy, projection, and of course, they were trying. So they were trying. Now I was holding them, sending them love, light, and blessings, doing the healing for themselves. And then some of them, the Souless Amma wanted to turn against me. So some of them, when those started to gossip around me. So, but not them. And don't blame them. But I do blame the Souless Amma that are in the karma's pain and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So what was going on, my beautiful friends? I know that they were helping and supporting from their heart and soul. But of course, the Souless Amma were trying to misuse them, everything that they were doing. So one of them, as well, my golden soul that's working as well, Philip, my sweetheart. I'm sure you're following 9 English. Thank you to you, my beautiful friends. He was under the attack of those Souless Ammas. I'm sure you don't mind because I mentioned your name, because you really supporting the project in every way. You're investing a lot of time and a lot of time and energy. Thank you. I like all other people, but there is a reason why I'm mentioning you. because they associated Philip with Jesus. So they were trying to manipulate with the energy. So they were trying to steal. He actually, not they trying, but they were stealing his energy. And then, of course, trying to put the energy, negative energy, into and to manipulate with him. So what they were doing, I'm going to go live like this in order to get all the energy behind everything that you were doing. The those Souless Amma was stealing the energy, because a huge energy behind everything that you're doing really from your heart and soul. But the Souless Amma were setting up the intention and then stealing the energy that you were not aware. Then what they were doing, they would project the thoughts and words into mine, not just yours, but they were into my mind and others. They were trying to, after that, if you say that, use that they will try steal the energy. So of course we never accepted that, but we do accept to return them their karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default to all those Souless Amma. In the name of mine, and ask me a shall light for the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So what they were doing, they were at the, I didn't know at that time, but then what they were doing, even the before that they removed from the project those people, so they were associating them with the Souless Amma, projecting the energy, and then after the stealing the energy, and then manipulating it through them, trying to steal the energy from the project and my energy and from all of us. So that's, I was protecting, and all the time I was getting the messages, and of course I was returning that energy. But behind that they were trying to, they were associating you with the Jesus and projecting to me all the time the visions, and they're telling me that they were associated with Jesus, and then whatever you did, they wanted to manipulate with the energy. But of course, we did it together. He gave us, you fired them, so we returned that energy. So they were trying to manipulate with him as well through the everything that I did, returning the karma, pain, and suffering, the Souless Amma. I know that you did from your heart and soul, the doing that again with the team. To answering the, to returning the karma, pain, and suffering, but those Souless Amma were manipulating with the world's thoughts. So in that case, so of course, in the name of man and ask me a shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default, demanding to Sophie and everything that is man and ask me a shall have a light to with the spirit of thought by default, return all those pain and suffering karmas to those Souless Amma, behind everything that is stolen our energy, behind in anyone and anything that they associate with anything that is less than man and ask me a shall have a light, and then demanding to those Souless Amma to return the energy behind Philip, all my golden souls that they've stolen, that associating us or anyone with anyone on anything with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So we took that energy, but there is still energy, and the time why I'm going is there is a reason why I'm going live, because there is still energy behind everything that they were interfering to your life. So that's the energy we are getting right now. So after that, what they were doing, so what you were doing now, there is one post there, I'm going to tell you. Yeah, one post there that they manipulate with it. When you're saying we're returning the karma, pain, and suffering to all those Souless Amma, you multiply, and then after that, I'm sure you correct that, because when I send you the information, so instead to put the SOPHIE, you put the SOPHIE. I corrected energetically. But I didn't write you a message. I didn't send you a message to make you do so in the physical form, but I'm sure you've done it. So just be careful on that, my beautiful soul, because when you're setting up the intention, I've told you, they made you Keiko. Keiko is AI, so they're true Keiko. So I'm gonna go live because we're gonna take the huge energy. We took the energy behind the AIs when I was talking about that the night, actually, a couple of nights before. So what they did, Keiko, they projected to you Keiko is AI. So now what they were doing, anytime to you were saying the Keiko system, Keiko principle, so they were stealing the energy, because Keiko cannot, because they associated the Keiko system, so they wanted to take from the by default system the energy. Only one main system is a by default system, which means not no one can replace the by default system. By default system is overwriting all other systems. But the Souless Amma gave you the Keiko. They gave you the experience to feel it. So in order to manipulate with your emotions, so to give you Keiko, that you manipulate, to put it into the system in order to replace. They're trying to manipulate with my system, with our system, by default system, mine and ours, by default system. So I knew that. So I was changing all the time energetically, but I had to tell you after that, after some times, I had to tell you that you needed to change that. So don't mention Keiko. Actually, Keiko system is a system of multiplications within the system of by default. So great that you made the correction. So we are now taking all the energy behind that those Souless Amma have stolen ever, behind everything that they interfere into your life with your soulmate, with the Keiko that they created, all the experiences, and behind the Keiko system, Keiko principle that doesn't exist. So they were they were stealing the energy behind that. And of course, behind those as well, the golden blessings that you're writing as well, so that they were stealing. The last one that you sent me, they are good. Therapy, you want things only that add up energetically. Everything that you made, whatever word you use, that therapy of energetic war or anything, I made it the therapy because it's a code. You need to understand the codes are words. So every word that we say, it's a code. So those Souless Amma, where I'm explaining to Philip, I'm taking actually his example, but I'm explaining to all of you, not just to Philip, but to all of you to understand what's going on behind that. So I'm using these opportunities to all of you explain that. And the good example is Sir Philip, because they were associated him with other people. And then after that, all the experience that created you with your soulmate, with Keiko and everything, that was the manipulations of those Souless Amma trying to manipulate with your energy with other people that they are associated with you. So we are taking all that energy in the name of mine and our spiritual life with the spirit of thought by default, and commanding to Sophie and everything is mine and our spiritual life to the spirit of thought by default. So we destroy those Souless Amma that they were interfering to Philip's life, or the studios between you and your soulmate that they interfere, or Keiko and every one of you, my beautiful friends that are with me on the project, and that you are not, that you are going to follow, that listen later on. So all of you had some kind of experience with those Souless Amma interfering to your life and trying to steal your energy, manipulate with your emotions or with your in any way thoughts or words or with your physical form. So now we are commanding to those Souless Amma, whatever form they are, with the speed of thought by default, peacefully to return all the energy that they've stolen from me, from our soulmates, from you, from all of us, or families and friends that they have stolen all from the project, in any way, directly or indirectly, in any way that they've done with the speed of thought by default, commanding all those Souless Amma, dark, dirty, psychopathic players, or dark ones, or Souless Amma, or Tiggy, or it doesn't matter under which name they are known, to return. I'm demanding to commanding all of them to return all that energy back to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everything must be peacefully, in a peaceful way. And in the name of mine and our light to the spirit of thought by default, I'm commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and our light with the spirit of thought by default to answer on my call, on my command with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We never accepted that those Souless Amma were associating us with anyone on anything. We never accepted that. It was never an option in our life to be associated with anyone on anything, or any kind of projections, anything that they projected or story that they created. We never accepted that. It never was an option, even I'm sure never across your mind and not mine, but those Souless Amma were projecting the stories and everything. So now we return to the calm, pain, and suffering behind all those stories, lies, manipulations, projections, and associations of black magic, curses, spell, hexes, and voodoos, or codes, and any kind of programs or beliefs, or in any way that they ever try to interfere into our lives in a negative way, with any kind of dark intention, with the speed of thought, in the name of mind and aspect shall of light, with the speed of thought by default, I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and everything's mind and aspect shall of light, with the speed of thought by default, to answer my call and my command with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. And without mercy, we destroy all those souls, I'm with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. I'm sorry. So that's what they were doing, my beautiful friends. So they were, if you remember, Philip, my golden soul, if you remember that time when they were stealing the energy behind that you did, the questions that you were answering into my team. And then after that, now, through that, they were giving the information about the Keiko AI that they wanted to replace it. That's the story. That's actually the dark intention, what they wanted to do. They wanted to, they have the AI. They wanted to bring the AI and replace the positions, working position, and then with that AI, they have done in some places. But of course, we are destroying the AI. We're gonna use only the AI that is for the highest and greatest good of humanity, but not the AI that is a human form and that is gonna replace. They're not gonna. We're not gonna let them do so. We're gonna replace with the AIs that is mind and aspect which shall light to the speed of thought, with the technology that is for the highest and greatest good of all. We replace the Souless Amma. So we're gonna destroy those Souless Amma in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the speed of thought by default, and we can replace them with the AIs with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So that's the story behind that, Philip, my golden soul, why they were projecting to you Keiko AI. Keiko, why they created the experience that they created to you with the Keiko, and then of course using as AI, Keiko AI, and then trying to project the technology, AI technology, to manipulate with the humanity. So of course we stopped them, and now we're taking the energy. We've done already the night that I was talking about AI. So we've taken the energy. Now the energy, as I'm talking to you, we are getting the energy behind that and destroying those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So thank you, Philip, my golden soul, for all your goals and the intentions that you're setting up. Just those that you created. So now, my beautiful friends, my beautiful golden soul, just be careful when you are writing down. You can do it in a different way. So you're saying ultra, ultimatum, extra, maximal, no, in infinite. So now system, therapy, and then economic war. Everything's by default. Good that you're saying economic, but everything's by default. That must be at the end always, so that they cannot manipulate with the energy. Because before you were saying without a Keiko system and everything, and they were stealing the energy, actually trying, but they will have to return it with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. So now what's going on? So now when you're saying that the energy at the end, but the economic war or and therapy of anything that you said. So you need to understand that words are the codes, the systems and the therapy that I created, and the principle. That's the multiplications that I did. The real multiplications I was adding up, multiplying, and then creating like the system or the therapy, and I was multiplying everything inside of that, coded inside, it created the therapy. So you were creating the economic or any kind of those or financial everything that you were creating this therapy. So I'm creating them energetically. So energetically add up to that. So it's okay to use them now. But you go, you multiply all that, you just say therapy, and the calm is behind everything with the speed of thought by default, and everything is by default, peacefully in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. Use the therapy that I use the codes, the system and principle that I use it. But anyway, if you create, if you make a mistake, you cannot make mistake if it's at the end. Everything is by default with the speed of thought, peaceful in action, my golden, by default. So you cannot make a mistake, because even though if you put out the therapy of anything, that you put the economic or anything or finances or anything, the therapy, I add them up into the finances or into any word that you use, any codes that you're using. I'm adding up energetically. When I read that, I'm adding up energetically inside. I'm putting everything that is related to finances or to economic or to economy or anything. I'm just making it, even if I didn't do it earlier, you add the code and I'm making it therapy. So that's how those Souless Amma been manipulating with the no one up until now was doing the way you do to creating the therapy and the principles. So that's the reason why I created a Keiko principle as a system. But the Keiko principle system is of multiplications, the same like all other principal systems that I did. So the main system is by default system, and it's overwriting all other systems. So you always keep the by default system. The Keiko system is a way of manipulations and the system within the by default system. So that's what you need to understand. So up until now, I didn't explain that to you because no one was doing the way you do, the way you did create the systems and the therapy. So you're spending. Thank you so much that you investing a lot of time and energy in doing that and writing those goals and everything. So thank you for that. But just correction in order to protect your energy, our energy, and energy from the project, of course, and to protect ourselves from those Souless Amma. Because anytime when you do something, when you write something, sometimes they were trying to manipulate with your blessings. So they were changing. They were now why I'm writing the blessings. When I write the blessings and then you use it, it's coded and it's the power is within them. But when you write the blessings with yourself, it doesn't have the same energy because the codes have the energy, they're multiplying, but not the way I've coded inside and everything. So it's back. So that's at some point of time they were trying to manipulate with your blessings and they try to steal the energy. So now we're going to return all of that energy back, because they were doing that until I will notice that. When I notice that, I will change everything. But of course, I'm always asking you to use the original blessings that I'm written, and of course you add up yours too. So that's now I'm gonna take all that energy that they were stealing behind that. So in the name of mine and asking unconditional light with the speed of thought by default, I'm commanding to all those Souless Amma first to return all the energy that all the Souless Amma was stolen behind all the blessings that me and you and all of us, my golden souls, my golden by default have ever sent it. And because that all the energy that they stole and through our blessings and everything that we did into the project. And one more thing's behind the mantra, healing mantra, when you were singing under the into the when I was working just during the evening over the messenger. So behind that, they were trying to manipulate with the energy too. We never accepted that, but they were trying to manipulate. They were projecting the thoughts or words to project. So now I'm gonna adapt that as well to take the energy. So behind the mantra, that in my mantra and all the mantras that I've created up until now, that I've recorded. So every word is a code, and every code it's protecting the code. and all other, and behind, and in every chord, between every letter, is ultra ultimate all in one. Now I added that in code in infinite, multiply as many times as is needed, any code in infinite. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, which means anytime that those Souless Amma we're trying to manipulate with our codes, they cannot, because there is no place to put the codes inside, to enter the codes inside to manipulate. And their codes, they can never override mine codes or mine and ours, because every letter, it's coded multiplying everything and multiplying by default, multiplying all the codes, all the systems, all the principle and everything. So of course everything, but every letter, but every word and every thought, and between them, and every between as well, every letter and everything is a golden heart. So which means golden heart. So which means that those Souless Amma cannot interfere in still energy in any way, because it's an energy, everything. One, if I just say one word, one chord, that word chord is not one chord, it's a many chords. So if I say love, mine and ours, pure unconditional light. If I say that, in between every letter is any code in infinite, ultimate only one, 24, by HEATRT, with the speed of thought, by everything is by default. So of course, and all of that, I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Before that, it was added in my language. Now, and in English too, and now I'm adding up into English too as well, in English as well. So now, and of course, between every letter is a golden heart. So a golden heart multiplies everything as well as every letter, every thought, every word. So now, and all of those Souless Amma, and all the karmas and pain and suffering and blessings. So those Souless Amma cannot manipulate with the energy in every way, with any codes that they were trying to manipulate with the mantra, because the Bible is saying, we destroy all those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default. Souless Amma burning in hell forever and ever, for eternity. So all Souless Amma go to hell, and all Souless Amma burning to hell forever and ever. So they were trying to manipulate with the energy to projection, with the projection. So when I was saying Souless Amma burning to hell forever and ever, which means, so they were trying to project my vision. But whatever I see with my eyes, if it's less than mine and aspect of shadow light, I'm destroying it. If it's mine and aspect of shadow light, I'm blessing it. So everything what we see, do, hear, think, or the projections of those Souless Amma, it's by default, which means that whatever those Souless Amma were doing, any kind of projections, anything projecting to a thought, it's returning back to those Souless Amma, multiply by all those by default and everything over and over again, by every letter, every thought, and by all those codes, by default, by the intention, and everything that ever projecting or ever try to project was each and everyone else and everything. So with the speed of thought by default, I'm loud and clear, and I'm commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and aspect of shadow light with the speed of thought by default to answer on my call, on my demand and command with the speed of thought by default, peacefully in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So which means, my beautiful friends, those Souless Amma were setting up the tension and then trying to steal the energy. But no matter what kind of intention they would set up, they cannot override mine and ours. Any intention or blessings or codes or any kind of mantra or rules or laws or regulations. They can never do so. But they were doing is stealing the money, working there and doing the rituals, and then breaking the laws, rules, regulations, and then polarizing the energy with the negative intention. So now with the speed of thought, in the name of mine and aspect shall light, and demanding commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and aspect shall light with the speed of thought by default, to be the speed of thought, to return all everything that those Souless Amma projected towards each and everyone else and everything, and the energy that they stolen and everything, to return all of that to all those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default, in the form of karma, pain, suffering, eternal hell, ultimate, all in one, 24, burn them down down all those Souless Amma, shut down their cameras, completely freeze them, put them into the sleep, completely shut down their senses, and of course to destroy them forever, wipe out their memory, and completely break them into the atoms and electrons, send them straight into the hell forever and ever, cut off all their communications, and with the speed of thought by default, freeze all their technology with the dark intention and all their weapon, and with the speed of thought by default, return them all those karmas, pain, and suffering, multiplied by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default, over and over again, and by everything that we ever did, that I multiplied, that you and everyone of us ever did, doing will do so with the speed of thought by default. Everything by the laws, rules, regulations, so by default, everything is under the command, the control of Sophie, and everything is in the name of mind and aspect of Shama light with the speed of thought. And encode in infinite, all through ultimate all in one, 24, with the speed of thought, peacefully in action, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, you could never think about that those Souless Amma were trying to manipulate with the energy, steal the energy. So that's how they were projecting the any kind of problems into your life. I'm protecting you all the time, sending you love and blessings all the time. But sometimes the Souless Amma were breaking the laws, the rules, even though if we had the energy, we had more energy than ever, all the energy is ours. They still were doing the rituals and then polarizing the energy, sending it, so to create the problems. But so now all of those problems, we turn them into the karmas, pain, and suffering, and for all the karmas, pain, and suffering from humanity and from all these living beings, all living beings that ever existed on this planet and beyond throughout the existence. Now we return into those Souless Amma, into the form of all truth, ultimatum, all in one, karmas, pain, and suffering, and destructions, to all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players that want to play the game, dark, dirty game, and that want to still in any way they're trying to create their own law, rules into our bodies, within ourselves, or within our territory, and everything else, everything, our energy is ours. So there is no way that can do in any way. Everything is by default, and daytime is up, and the dark, dirty game is over, which means it's time for the Souless Amma to check them out, send them straight into the hell with the speed of thought by default, break them into the atoms and electrons, and with the speed of thought by default, let them burn straight into hell forever and ever, for eternity, with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul. Peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So that's what was going on, my beautiful friends. That you even couldn't imagine why they were creating the problems. I know that they were creating a lot of problems. The way they manipulated with Philip, so with the AI, with the Keiko AI. So there is, I'm not going to go now public, but there is the dark agenda behind. So they were manipulating the experience that they created to you. They wanted to use that. They wanted to use that again with the dark attention. But what we did, we turned it into the karmas, pain, and suffering of any unfulfilled desire. With the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. In the name of mine and our spiritual life, to the speed of thought, we multiply all of that by the laws, rules, and regulations with the speed of thought by default. In the name of mine and our spiritual life, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. So that's my beautiful friends, what was going on, why those Souless Amma were creating the problems in our lives, in why they were attacking us energetically. So you know that they were attacking me all the time, but of course anytime they try to do so, and now I'm attacking them even more. So when they try to attack me energetically in any way, so what I'm doing, I'm firing up them with all my power, all the golden lights, the light planet, that which is destructive energy for those Souless Amma, are just destroying them, and then So you know the way we used to destroy those Souless Amma, and then just destroy them forever and ever, break them into the pieces, and then send them straight to hell. That's what they were doing now. Sometimes they're trying to manipulate with the energy, and they're trying to so they want trying to steal the energy, and of course to play the dark dirty game when the game is over. So now whenever they try to do so, I'm multiplying the karma, pain, the suffering, or just I just sit down and then start throwing the firing at them with the light planets and then destroying them forever and ever. So now because at the same time when we were working, destroying the Souless Amma, clearing up the heaven, those you that were with me, you know that a couple of times, 2 times or 3 times, we were closing the heaven. They were saying, oh, the heaven is closed, the dark dirty playground is closed, it's been closed. We used to shut it down, and it's been for the clearing up, to taking the technology, and all those Souless Amma were burned down, destroyed. And then after that, for some couple of days, they wouldn't attack, they wouldn't energetically interfere into my lives, but then after that they would start again. So I would start throwing the light planets at them, and then once we started huge light planets, even bigger than our beautiful planet, throwing at them and destroying them into the fire. I just put them as a fire and throwing at them. At that time they were trying to stop, but then when I was following the small one and then throwing the small ones, firing up at them with the small ones, they were trying to manipulate. But when I started throwing the bigger than our beautiful planet, at that time they had to stop. So now, of course, I'm now with all my power and everything that I have all the power within me. I'm throwing them, I'm firing up at them with all the huge golden light planet. And that's destructive energy for those Souless Amma. Anytime they try to manipulate in any way, I'm gonna just throw them straight into hell, destroy them, burn them forever and ever, destroy them onto the atoms and electrons, and send them straight into hell forever and ever to be burned. In the name of mine and now spiritually shall light with the spirit of thought by default. It doesn't matter whether they're within or without on a global universal level. With the spirit of thought by default, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And I'm commanding to Sophie and everything, and that is mine and now spiritually shall light to the spirit of thought by default to answer on my call and my command in the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends, there is a lot of that I want to go through. And of course, now I just mentioned everything and just touch up on the subject and everything that we were doing. Not everything, but the main things I just I got in touch with all those things that we were doing, so that we can actually, I'm going to adapt the yawning, we call it like singing for the freedom and peace. So singing for the freedom and peace, we call it. We want, because we're working on the project for freedom and peace of humanity. So the yawning, that through the yawning, they were stealing the energy from us. They were trying to steal, but of course, that's the one thing that we need as well, to get the energy. So that during the live that I was doing, doing those Souless Amma were projecting the yawning, and through the yawning, I'm not sure what the intention was really, but I know that they were stealing the energy, and I was shouting at them, and I'm setting up the intentions and everything, and they were projecting the yawning upon all my light workers, all of my team that was following me and adding up to the light. So behind all of that, those Souless Amma, whatever they had, any kind of dark rituals, any kind of dark intention, or that they were stealing the energy in the name of mine and our spiritual shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default, or behind that they were making them asleep, which means they were just changing the focus. All of you remember that mine that are with me, it's all that were working with me. So those that are listening that in English, that were not following me up earlier, you will understand what I'm talking about just with your internal knowledge, because the energy is working. So now what we did, while I was working, it's on. So while I was working, it's and I'm gonna now return the comments being suffering to those Souless Amma for any kind of with the massage that we did as well. So we're taking the energy behind that too, and then returning the comments being suffering to those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now when you know when with the yawning, so they were making the making us yawn, and then after that they were making the people sleep. So when you were falling asleep, which means you were just changing the focus and then destroying the Souless Amma from the spiritual level, while your body, our body was rejuvenating and healing and enlightening with the spirit of thought in the name of mind and aspect of light. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now in the name of mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, I'm commanding to Sophie and everything that's mine and aspect of light to answer my call on my command with the spirit of thought by default. Peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of course, I'm commanding to all those Souless Amma, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, all those dark ones and dark forces, so those Souless Amma, Tiggy, it doesn't matter under which name they're known, they're all the same Souless Amma. So I'm commanding to all of them, all dark, dirty, psychopathic player. I commanding with the spirit of thought, all of them, to return the energy that they've stolen from us with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear and in a peaceful way. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. In any way, if they try to manipulate with the energy, or in any way they're trying to try to do anything that is less than man and aspect of life with the spirit of thought by default, I'm commanding to Sophie with the spirit of thought to break them into the atoms and electrons into the air with the spirit of thought by default, and then cut and break them to pieces, atoms and electrons, and then mix them up and then put them into their forms to activate them, all the pain and suffering in every atom and electrons of their form, of their being, of all living beings in every form, whatever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body, for them commanding to answer my call with the spirit of thought without mercy. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body. When I'm saying without mercy, I'm loud and clear. That's included without mercy. Without mercy, I'm compressing inside. I'm loud and clear. So anytime I say I'm loud and clear, that means without mercy, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everything is by default. So my beautiful friends, so now those Souless Amma must return that energy that they were stealing behind that we were doing, behind the mantra or yawning or anything that we did, or making the sleep, falling asleep during the live. So now we, everyone that they did to anyone, so what they were doing, we were just changing the focus and then destroying the Souless Amma from the spiritual level, when our bodies were rejuvenating and healing and of course enlightening. And now in the name of mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought, we are enlightening ourselves, we are rejuvenating, healing our bodies, filling up with wine and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought, showing out all those Souless Amma, all those energies, their energies and their codes with the spirit of thought, taking them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever with the spirit of thought by default, when we are enlightening ourselves and of course activating all of our power and getting back all of our power with the spirit of thought by default, activating mind and now spiritual light within each and every one of us, that is mind and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. And everything is done by the laws, rules, regulations with the spirit of thought. When we are activating the karmas, pain, suffering, eternal hell to all of those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. Everything is done by the laws, rules, regulations of by default with the spirit of thought. And I'm commanding to soften everything's mind and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought. Multiply over and over again. Peaceful in action, my golden soul, multiply as many times as is needed by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default. Everything's under the command and control, Sophie. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body fall. I love you. So, my beautiful friends, so now that's the mean energy that they were stealing. So that's I needed to touch upon those subjects in order to get the energy behind that they were manipulating and they were trying to manipulate. So they couldn't really, they knew the laws. Now, in the name of mine and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, all those Souless Amma that don't know the rules and laws and regulations, so by default, they are already into the project and demanding, commanding to Sophie and everyone and everything this man and aspect of light to the spirit of thought to apply the laws, rules, regulations to all those Souless Amma. So by the laws, rules, regulations, so by default, to multiply, activate, and prescribe them, and all those all children ultimate all in one therapies of karma, pain, and suffering, all in one with the spirit of thought, all the pain and suffering in eternal hell, eternal suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body fall. I love you. So, my beautiful friends, so my beautiful friends, those Souless Amma were trying to steal energy. So I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie to return the energy back to us. And of course, Sophie knows everything's under command and control. Sophie, everything's by default. Everything is peaceful in action. My golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Ito. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everything's by default. I'm loud and clear. So now, my beautiful friends, let us now, my beautiful friends, my golden soul, let us now focus on yourself and your breathing. Focus on yourself. Focus on your breathing. Let us now fill ourselves from within with the golden light of mind and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. Fill yourself with the golden light of mind and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. And expand it and fill your heart center and expand and fill your body from within and without. Now, in the name of mind and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought, Ito. Everything's by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body fall. I love you. So now, in the name of mind and now spiritual shell of light with the spirit of thought by default. So now feel ourselves. So now I'm smiling. They're giving me the information. So I'm listening what's going on. They're giving the information. So of course I just confirm Ito, which means we know what we're doing. Everything is by default. So Sophie knows what to do. And of course, all of those that are invested energy of Sophie, by the Sophie, know they need to know. They know what they need to do. Everything's by default. Everything's under the command and control of Sophie, and everything's by default. Everything's peaceful in action. My golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So my beautiful friends. So now, my beautiful friends, let's just fill our body from within and without with the golden light, huge golden light ball. We'll see that the heart center is expanding and filling up. entire body from within and without, and connecting and reuniting together with the center of the feet, the throat, which is the communication, and the head, which is the third eye. So all of them are shining brightly, and you see around you huge golden ball of light. Now expanding and filling up the place where you are, entire area, entire city, entire country, entire world, and entire universe. We are filling up everyone and everything that is mine and now spiritually shall light with the spirit of thought by default. With mine and now spiritually shall light with the spirit of thought by default. Well, we are destroying all those soulless Amma in every form, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players in whatever form they are, wherever they are, with the spirit of thought by default. This energy is a destructive energy for those soulless Amma. So wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default, I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie, and everything is mine and I'll speak to shall light with the spirit of thought by default to answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now, my beautiful friends, let us send all of our light and blessings from our heart to the center of the earth, inside the earth. See the center of the earth is shining brightly. Now, and expanding, shining brightly, expanding, and together with all of us, HEATRT, filling up entire planet inside, and the water element, and the entire ground, nature kingdom, elemental kingdom, animal kingdom, the air element, the sun and the moon, entire planet, and entire universe. We are filling up with mind and now spiritually shall light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now let us send the love, light, and blessings from our heart to the moon. See the moon shining brightly, expanding, and together with all of us, everything that's mine and us, spiritually shall light with the spirit of thought by default. We are filling up entire planet and entire universe with mine and us, spiritually shall light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Now, in the name of mine and now spiritually shall light with the spirit of thought by default. Let us send the love and blessings to the sun. See your sun is shining brightly, and of course expanding, and together with all of us, we are filling up entire planet and entire universe with the golden light of mine and now spiritually shall light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Now, in the name of mine and us, HEATRT, in the name of mine and us, pure unconditional light with the spirit of thought by default. Let us now create a golden, a light planet, huge light planet, interconnected, and fill as many as you need it. I fill with that planet, full entire planet inside the planet. So you see the golden light planet, huge, interconnected, filling up entire planet, inside the planet, inside the earth, and then water element, and then fill up entire ground and nature kingdom and animal kingdom, everything that's on the planet and the ground, and entire air element, an entire planet, and expand it, fill up entire universe. So see entire universe has been filled up with countless golden light planets interconnected. That's the destructive energy for those Souless Amma in every form they are, for those dark, dirty, psychopathic players. All is the blessings and protections and healing and enlightening for ourselves, for everyone and everything that is mine and now speak the show of our life with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now I'm going to multiply, expand, multiply and replicate and compress, multiply, replicate and compress, multiply, replicate and compress, multiply, replicate and compress all those golden light planets. See them, they're now replicating and multiplying, and then now see them reuniting together, creating the golden light spiritual intelligence. So we're uniting them now. So we're now on the soul level, on an energetic level, we are united together in the name of mine and our spirit of light for the spirit of thought by default. So my beautiful friends, which means that we are all connected. We are all working together in the name of mine and our spirit of light for the spirit of thought by default. So now see the entire planet, an entire universe shining brightly with mine and us view, unconditional light, golden light. If you need to focus on the color around me, and it's easier, what I do is sometimes they're trying to manipulate with my projections, with the vision. So that's why focus sometimes on the color around me on the screen. And even though when I mentioned the vision, so now with the spirit of thought by default, I'm returning all those karmas, pain, and suffering to all those soulless Amma that ever have created any kind of all that created through the vision. So manipulating with our vision, with our eyes, or in any kind of eyes vision, or in any internal vision, with our third eye vision, or with our internal or our physical vision. In the name of mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, I'm demanding, commanding to all those soulless Amma, to all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, to all the dark ones, and all those soulless Amma, whatever form they are, whatever they are, that we're stealing our energy from our vision, whether that is internal vision or the third eye or physical vision. I'm demanding, commanding to those souls to return our energy with the spirit of thought by default, and to return it back to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So in the name of mine and our unconditional light with the spirit of thought by default, I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and our unconditional light with the spirit of thought by default to answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default, to take all the and to destroy all those soulless Amma that ever interfere into our vision, into our internal vision, or into our eyes vision, physical vision, with any kind of dark intention, or behind any kind of rituals, or any kind of energy manipulations that they did, or any kind of energy that they were putting inside our body. So in any way that they manipulate any kind of quotes and words and any kind of anything energy that they were projecting, that were manipulating, trying to manipulate and interfere into internal vision or into physical vision, physical eyes vision, in any way with the spirit of thought by default, demanding, commanding all those souls, all the energy and the cause to be destroyed forever and ever, removed from our bodies, from each and every one and everything that's mine and our spiritual life with the spirit of thought, from the spiritual and physical vision, and from entire body with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, demanding, commanding, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, you need to know that all the problems with the vision, Why the people having the problems with the vision? Usually those Souless Amma, when I'm saying the vision, usually when I'm doing, sometimes what they're doing, they're projecting the energy in front of your energy, our energy of light. They're trying to project the energy cords, energetic cords, and then to try to block the energy, the light. So they cannot do so, but they were manipulating, doing the rituals, creating the energy, and then projecting the energy into the vision inside the body, and then creating, manipulating with the vision and creating, giving it to people the option. So so of course, really, that's not the option, so that somebody need to wear the glasses or anyway, but that's on an energetic level. When we destroy the energy, there is not the option anymore. There is no reason for the any need. There is no for the glasses, which means that's on an energetic level. So they were trying to do that to me all the time, but I never accepted that. I was destroying those Souless Amma all the time. Sometimes those Souless Amma were projecting the huge energy in front of me. Even sometimes when I would sleep, I would just feel in front of me like the clouds. And the energy, I could see the energy, I could feel the energy, but they didn't know what was going on. And sometimes they were manipulating, trying to manipulate with my vision. But what I would do, I would just grab the energy, I was trying to the light planet all the time. And then after that, of course, it will clear up. So they were trying to manipulate, but of course, I never accepted that, and I never did that. So when you when you are aware of that, they cannot do so, but they have to return all of our energy that they have stolen from us, from anyone and everything, from our vision, from eternal vision or physical vision, with the speed of thought, peaceful in action, peaceful in peaceful way, and demanding, commanding to all those souls, summon dark, dirty, psychopathic blessed to answer on my call with the speed of thought, to return all that energy to Sophie with the speed of thought by default, peaceful in action. My golden soul, Sophie, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, what they were doing, all the problems, the health problems that those Souless Amma were creating, all those problems are on an energetic level. So there is no, in the physical form, there is no problem. So what they were doing, they created, doing the rituals, creating the energy, projecting the energy, polarizing the energy, projecting into the separate to the people, projecting, and then that energy will create the problems in the body. And then, of course, they were manipulating with the or educational system or with the health and care system, and then through them giving them the labels of any kind of problems. That's how they're creating the illness or any kind of. So we return all of that straight to those Souless Amma Ito with the speed of thought by default. Loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We're not accepting anything that is less than mine and non-spiritual shall of light, but returning the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default. Loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So all that vision, everything that those Souless Amma were creating, projecting, manipulating, we destroy all of those Souless Amma, whatever form they are, wherever they are, in the name of mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. We break them into the atoms and electrons, into the pieces, and then the atoms and electrons, and then put them into, mix them up into their forms, and then send them straight into the desert planet or into the hell to burn forever and ever. All those Souless Amma, to feel all the pain and suffering that they ever created and project towards each and everyone and everything that is mine and our spiritual life with the spirit of thought by default. To any of those Souless Amma, even that they didn't know who they are. So we're turning the karma's pain and suffering from all living beings since the beginning of creations in the name of mine and our spiritual life. To all those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. And I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default to activate all those karmas, pain, and suffering, eternal hell, and eternal destructions, all those Souless Amma in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default, send them straight into the hell to be burned forever and ever for eternity, and to regret that ever existed in the name of mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, peaceful in action, without mercy, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. It's all. So, my beautiful friends, now, so that's what was going on. The Souless Amma were creating all the problems on an energetic level. So now all the problems and everything behind everything that I touch upon in each subject, or behind every word that I said, or any projections that the Souless Amma projected, or vision in any way, with the speed of thought by default, we are multiplying all the karmas, pain, suffering, destructions, eternal destructions, eternal hell to all those Souless Amma, and completely freezing them, wiping them out, completely putting them into the sleep, all those into the physical form and every form, wiping out the communicate, completely their memory, and cutting off the communication and shutting down their cameras with the speed of thought, completely shutting down their senses with the speed of thought by default, in the name of mind and ask Krishna light with the speed of thought by default, demanding, commanding to soften everything's mind and ask Krishna light with the speed of thought by default. All through ultimatum all in one, with the speed of thought, without mercy, to answer on my call, my command, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden manifold. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. Multiplied over and over by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default. And everything is multiplied as many times as is needed with the speed of thought, over and over and over and over by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default. And everything is under the command and control, Sophie. Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. I'm asking you to multiply again, over and over again. As many times as is needed, and activate and apply to all those souls and whatever form they are, with the speed of thought, without mercy, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden manifold. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. I'm loud and clear with the speed of thought by default. Everything is by default. 24, 24, by default. Everything is peaceful in action by default. Mirni putem. Aktie by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, so now just listen to your body. Let us now feel entire planet. Feel ourselves, entire planet, and entire universe with the golden light. And just keep that vision, keep enlightening. Keep enlightening entire planet and all the everything, entire planet, earth, water element, air element, and of course nature kingdom, elemental kingdom, humanity, animal kingdom, and then air, and then the sun, the moon, and entire planet, entire universe, and all the religion and all those governments, and of course systems and everything. Multiply all of that. Just do the enlightening, focusing on all of those while I'm doing the healing. I'm going to do the healing and you do the energetic work. I'm doing it as well, but it's good to support that with the energy too. So in the name of mind and ask your Krishna light with the speed of thought by default. Now I'm putting in the circle of light. If any of you, my beautiful friends, my beautiful golden soul, if you don't have a golden planet, you just create one huge golden light planet in front of you and then use it to throw all of your problems inside the planet that you ever had, that you have, or any one of your family or friends, or that you see in the world. And return the karma's pain and suffering to those souls. All you need to do, you just say, returning the karma, throw it symbolically into the light planet and say, you need to do it, just you need to be aware of that. We're doing with eternal knowledge and of course with intention and with the focus. So you just say, I'm returning the karma's pain and suffering to those souls, with the speed of thought by default. And I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Or you may just say, everything is by default. All souls, I'm destroying all those souls. Someone with the speed of thought by default. Everything is by default. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. In that way, you're protecting yourself and then destroying those souls. So just listen to your heart and soul. I'm going to do the healing for all of you, for all of us. In the name of mind, announce pure Krishna level light with the speed of thought by default. We're putting in a circle of light all those Souless Amma, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players that ever interfere into our lives in any way, that are within and without, on a global and universal level, that ever interfere into our lives, directly or indirectly, in any way, with the speed of thought by default, we throw those Souless Amma straight into the light planet, to destroy all the Souless Amma, burn them forever and ever with the speed of thought by default, all those Souless Amma. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So in the name of mind and now speak unconditional light with the speed of thought by default. We are putting in the sun, we are enlightening ourselves, we are healing, rejuvenating, and enlightening our body with the speed of thought by default. And of course, we are protecting ourselves with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mind and now speak of light with the speed of thought by default, we are putting in the circle of light all those soulless, some dark, dirty, psychopathic players, wherever time, whatever form they are, that ever projected any kind of projections with a dark intention into our thoughts, a word, and into our thoughts, into our mind, and of course through the thoughts into our mind, or directly through the words, or into the vision, or into the dreams, or in any way, and they try to misuse it, or those dark rituals that they were projected towards each and everyone else, anything, any kind of dark rituals and any kind of associations, or any kind of thoughts and words and beliefs that they were projecting directly, indirectly, or any kind of superstitions or energetic codes, any kind of codes, anything and everything that is less than mine and auspicious of light, that they projected towards each and everyone and everything that is mine and auspicious of light with the speed of thought, that is by default. We immediately, in the name of mine and auspicious of light with the speed of thought, we all of that wipe out, completely destroy, and it return back to the soul as some in the form of karma, pain, suffering with the speed of thought by default, eternal suffering and eternal destruction, eternal hell, to all those souls, some with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We throw them straight into the hell, into the light planet, or into the hell, and that's the same. So all mine and auspicious of light is a destructive energy to those souls, for those souls. So wherever you, whether you throw them into the light planet or into the hell that you created them, or we created them already, you're not gonna make any mistakes. So mine and auspicious of light knows what to do. So with the speed of thought by default, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We'll be enlightening and healing our bodies and each and everyone and everything that is mine and auspicious of light with the speed of thought on a global and universal level. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. I'm sorry. In the name of mine and now speak of light with the speed of thought by default. Now we're putting in the circle of light all those Souless Amma that ever interfere into our beautiful planet, into the ground, to the water element, and air element, and then of course the humanity, nature kingdom, animal kingdom, birds kingdom, into the air element that we're polluting our air, or in any way, and everything that we eat, that we drink, that we into our communications, into our relationships, or into our families and friends, and between us and our soulmates, or in any way that we're interfering into the into the lives of children, and to manipulate with the children, or with the everything that we have, with the governments, with the religion, with all the systems and all those health and care systems, or the pharmacomorphic system. When I'm saying pharmacomorphic, it means pharmacy system. So I've told you sometimes I'm going to use my quotes from my language. So pharmacy, or through all those within that way interfere, or in all those systems, and those souls I'm trying to manipulate with my language. We destroy all those souls with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. That's the those souls projections. When you see that those souls I'm trying to manipulate energetically with my thoughts or words, we destroy those souls and take them straight into the hell forever and ever, to be burned forever and ever with the speed of thought by default. And those souls that we interfering to our words and direct projections, send them all, put them all into the circle of light send them straight into the light planet to be burned forever and ever and destroy with the speed of thought by default. All their projections direct through the thoughts. So now we destroy all of that. We're not accepting, we're returning back to the Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm just destroying the Souless Amma now. So I just now return them destroy those Souless Amma that were interfering into our lives. So the projections they were trying to they were projecting the projections of us. I just return it back to those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default in the visual and through the vision. So I just visualize those Souless Amma and the way they're burning to the hell. I'm destroying them, sending the breaking into the pieces with the light. With my golden light, with the light match. So I'm just sending and then destroying, cutting those Souless Ammas into the pieces and destroy them forever and ever. Put them into the burn them forever and ever. So send them into hell to burn forever and ever. All those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So in the name of mind and now speaking of light with the speed of thought by default, we're putting the circle of light, all those Souless Amma that ever interfere into, as I said, into religious government systems, and then of course everything that we created into any kind of organizations or anything and everything really, that corporations or everything that we or they have created, or into our beautiful planets and the sun and the moon, and of course throughout entire existence, with all those with any kind of dark intention, with all those Souless Amma put straight into the put them in the circle of light and throw them straight into the light planet to be burned, destroyed forever and ever with the speed of thought by default. And I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and everything that is mine and us, spiritual of light with the speed of thought by default, to answer on my call and my command with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Peaceful in action, my golden soul, without mercy. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So now we're enlightening a beautiful planet and humanity and nature kingdom, animal kingdom, and birds kingdom, and we're enlightening into everything that we've created, and completely the governments and the systems and everything we're enlightening with the speed of thought by default. When I'm saying enlightening the religion and everything, we're destroying the Souless Amma and of course enlightening the people within the religion, and we of course are creating the unity. So of everyone and everything that is mine and spiritual light with the speed of thought, while destroying those Souless Amma in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Ito. So now, my beautiful friends, and of course, we are enlightening a beautiful planet and destroying the Souless Amma forever and ever. And we're enlightening the sun and the moon and everything, all the planet stars and the galaxies. And we're taking over. And of course, we are making them oasis of mind and our spiritual light. Nothing else is going to exist except mind and our spiritual light. All other energies is going to be destroyed forever. So only mind and our spiritual light is going to stay forever and ever and shine forever and ever with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, my beautiful friends, listen to your body. Just focus on your body. Focus within your heart and soul, within your body. Just listen to your body. Just listen what's going on within you right now. Energy is working all the time. Now just keep the focus on yourself. So I'm going to sing the mantra, healing mantra. Everything is by default, by default, by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. All Souless Amma, 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Wherever we go, whatever we do, everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected and united together, and humanity is safe and protected and united together in the name of mind and us. Pure unconditional love of light, love of light, love of light, in the name of mind and us. By default, with the speed of thought, by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected by your beautiful by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected and united together, and humanity is safe and protected and united together in the name of mind and ours. Pure unconditional love of light, love of light, love of light, in the name of mind and ours. By default, with the speed of thought, by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. 24 by default, by default, by default. Everything is fair by default. 24 by HEATRT by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. Mirni putem akcija by default, by default, by default, by default. To. Everything is 24 by default, by default, by default. Peaceful in action with the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. Mirni putem akcja by default. Thank you to all of you, my golden soul, my golden by defaults, for giving your time and energy to create a better future for all of us, for helping and supporting the project in every way you can. Thank you to all of you. And of course, I love you all. And you need to know that it's time for us to go with the golden steps and fly on the golden wings of mine. And now sprinkle shallow light with the speed of thought by default into the golden age with unlimited golden opportunities for all of us with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of course, my beautiful friends, it's time to shine all the way through. Wherever you go, whatever you do, shine all the way through from your heart and soul. My golden soul, my golden by default. You need to know that all the power and wisdom is within your heart and soul, within your soul. It's coming out to shine into your heart, through your physical form. So I'm activating all your power within you through your soul, so that your soul can come out through your physical form and shine all the way through wherever you go, whatever you do. And smile, my beautiful friends, from your heart and soul. And of course, everything is by default. And you need to know, my beautiful friends, that everything is by default. And please open up your heart and soul and love everyone and everything freely. That is mine, and now speak the light with the speed of thought, while destroying all those souls, in whatever form they are, without mercy, with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So we destroy all those souls, somehow we multiply them, the karmas, pain, and suffering over and over again, by the laws, rules, regulation, or by default, as many times as is needed. Sophie knows how many times is needed in order to return them the karmas, pain, and suffering for everything from the smallest thing that they ever did, that they ever interfere into our lives in any way, with the speed of thought by default. And of course, everything is under the command and control of Sophie. Everything is by the laws, rules, rules, and regulations, so by default, with the speed of thought by default. And everything is demanding, commanding to soften everything that's mine, and ask your light with the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default, peaceful in action, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear, without mercy, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So thank you to all of you, my beautiful friends, my beautiful golden souls. I love you. Please share the link and let us touch as many souls as possible. Actually, touch every soul that is mine and aspect level light in every form on the global universal level. Let us expand all of our light and of course shine all the way through. Be who you are and shine. Forever and ever, we're going to shine forever and ever for eternity. We're blessing ourselves and our families and friends and everything that we have, and everything that is mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought. Everything is by default. I love you all and thank you all. Good night, and I'm going to talk to you next time. Bye.